Yes, InDesign second class. So before this, yesterday I already explained about that intro and interface of the InDesign software, right? So today let us check about other things, particularly about tools, right? So create new. I'm creating one page. The new page that can be any size. For time being, you can take A4 or any size, right? Yes. Click here, and this is print, and choose A4, and the preset details give as it isly. But here you can change this into inches, then only we'll understand, right? So pages 1, and this is the start and columns as it is. Keep this, so I'll explain about all these things later, right? So create. Yes, this is our page, right? Yes, yeah, this is your page, and this is the border outside the page. This is the paste board, right? And here let us check about all the tools one by one. See, this is selection tool, right? With this tool we can select objects. Suppose let us draw something. I'm using a rectangle tool here. I'm using rectangle tool. See here, it is in outline, so it is in stroke, and here fill also, right? So here you fill color, any color, and say okay. You fill that color, right? And see, with the selection tool select this object and move, right? So here if you check here, it has a few dots are showing here, right? So what are these? Suppose here, see, this is showing rotation. You can rotate your object shape. So this is the center point. It is showing in 360 degrees. You can rotate, and Control Z I'm using, that is for rotation. And here you can stretch this image. So here I'm using this left mouse and dragging this shape, right? See here, the top left corner, it is fixing that point, and the other areas stretching, right? So now the left lower portion I'm stretching. This time right top portion fixing here this point, right? And again I'm using a top left, so right bottom portion it is fixing, same like in Illustrator, right? And suppose these boxes you drag horizontally and drag this side, right? And suppose vertically also you can increase this size or decrease, right? And suppose you can make it big size. And if you see here, there is a yellow portion. See here, this is yellow portion, right? So by clicking this yellow portion, yeah, before this I want to explain, proportionately want to decrease and increase. So by using Alt Shift on keyboard, you can decrease and increase proportionately your object, right? So by using Alt and Shift, suppose here if you use only Shift, so same squares, boxes we are getting. Instead of rectangles, we are getting same squares. But by using Alt and Shift, proportionately we are getting shapes, right? This is. Next, if you observe here, there is a yellow dot. Click to edit corners, right? Just click on that. Now this yellow portion, so click on that and drag to set corner size. Suppose, see, you drag inside, the corner points are changing here, right? The both sides equally it is changing, because in control panel, otherwise in options bar, check here, the options are, this is none, right? And here it is fancy. You can increase if you want. So it's kind of design it is showing, right? And here it is bevel, the bevel, and this is inset, the inset option. See, you can edit these points. Next, inverse rounded. So it is inverse rounded, and this is rounded, and suppose here none, so no need, not required, right? So that is so by using this point, you will get these options, right? And here it is, see here it is showing drag into text to anchor object, shift drag to make inline object, alt drag to open that properties, right? Suppose here open the dialog box, the properties means the dialog box, right? Suppose here if I take a text, any text, for that I am using type tool, and here, so one text I am placing, right? So give some text, right? Give some text, yeah, I think this is very big size, so 48 because it is, so I'll change it to 28, right? So animation, right? Yes, here now I'm using, suppose here you click here, and show the cursor, drag into text to anchor object, shift to drag to make inline object, shift drag by pressing shift and drag. See, it is inline object, right? T-I-O-N, so there is a N. Suppose here Control Z, I'm giving, and instead of the shift, alt to drag to open dialog. So alt drag, I'm pressing alt and drag, alt and drag. So here it is, alt drag to open dialog, right? Here it is. Just a minute. So first I'm using shift and drag included, right? And I'm using alt and drag. Yes. Minimize it. Yes, this is our text, and here, yeah, alt drag to open, alt and drag. Suppose here should yes, this is, so this is anchored object options, right? Here, so here it is showing relative to spine. So it is relative to spine. Suppose here I am giving this point, reference point to center, or otherwise this side, at that side, and top, right? And suppose here I am choosing this bottom portion. You choose here at the top, this corner, relative to spine. Right here, instead of this custom inline or above line, so inline or above line, you can choose whatever the option you want. Keep within top bottom column boundaries. See, this is the column boundaries. Give the offset value, so how you want. See this. Right, suppose prevent manual positioning, right? And this is preview. So say OK. Suppose this is what? To add inside the text. Suppose here, see, this is showing what? That anchor point. Drag into text to change anchor position. So that is to control your text inside that box. We use all these things, right? And suppose delete this, and here I am placing again one box, and here I am filling with some color, right? Say OK. Next, the second one, direct selection tool, right? So on tool, particularly first suppose that on a move tool, selection tool, so double click on that tool, you get the options. Double click on that tool, the horizontal 0 inches, vertical 0 inches, and give some value. Suppose I'm giving a 5. Say OK. See, horizontally it is moving according to your given values. And the distance, suppose, and angle also give. So manually also you can control, or otherwise by double click on that tool you will get the options, right? And here for the second tool, so direct selection tool, right? So the shortcut is A. See, by selecting individual anchor point, select that individual point and drag, and you can edit this shape, same like in Illustrator. See this, right? And Control Z. Basically this tool is useful for editing your anchor points, right? So tool, this is a direct selection tool. The shortcut is A. And then the next, it is a page tool. The page tool is, suppose see, click on this page tool, your page is selected, and suppose see, you just drag this, decrease that size, but see, it is not fixing that area. So for that, what you have to do, press Alt on keyboard, press Alt and keyboard, and now it is fixing that your given area, right? Here it is showing, see, it is 4:9. So by pressing Alt, decrease this also, and suppose the control panel, the values width and height, it is showing 5.6 something, right? Here manually I am entering the value here. I am giving 10, and here I am giving 7, right? See, but not 47, just 7, right? So this way you can change your page sizes, right? Definitely use Alt. Okay, that is page tool, right? So next here it is gap tool. So what is that gap tool? So gap tool, you can add the gaps between objects. Suppose here this is my one object and I'm duplicating by using Alt on keyboard and left mouse used, right? So these are two objects, my object. So here I'm using gap tool. With this, see the gaps between shapes, beside shapes, the gaps you can increase. Suppose see, I'm using this gap tool. I'm moving my mouse left side, and here see moving right side and left side, right? So you can increase these gaps. Suppose here also, see, you are stretching here, right? So this is decreasing and increasing, and this side also, see here. Now understand here, see the shape is on a page here, right? So because it is stretching means it is on page. You extend outside the page, and now the page tool, because it is that page tool, the gap tool, it is not working, right? On page only. Suppose see here, it is not working. Suppose you decrease this size, and now use this gap tool, and now increase and decrease this. Suppose here by using control, see both sides at a time you are decreasing and increasing, right? So on keyboard I'm using control, right? So without control, see one side, the left side you are pushing, it is decreasing, right side pushing, it is decreasing. But by pressing control on keyboard, the both sides it is reducing and decreasing and increasing at a time, right? And here see I'm using Alt on keyboard, see the gaps, the both side, it is moving actually, see left side and right side. So between objects, between photographs, you can use this tool. It is very useful, right? So keep this here, and next here, this is what content placer tool. So here no content collected. So if you want to use this tool, you must have to select this content place tool, right? Content placer tool. So here first you have to import some content. Suppose of course these are also contents, but apart from this I want to place some content. So content means what here? Some information, some photographs, anything. Yes, suppose this photo and suppose this photo, right? And suppose this photo I'm using, right? So open, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So these are 3 my contents. Yes, keep here. Right. Keep here. See here, when you drag this, the midpoint, there is a center point, hand symbol is coming. So that case, that time if you drag, it is going inside this frame box, right? So that is the reason you move this outside this, and see, it is going inside. I'll explain about these things later. First, let us check about this content placer tool. Suppose these are the contents, my contents. So click on this tool. Here showing what? The two main things are there here: content controller tool, and this is content placer tool. First click on this. The shortcut is showing B. Click on this and add these contents inside. This is my content. This content you can place in the same file or otherwise another file also. Suppose here I'm placing again this, right? But I don't want here. I want to place in another file. Suppose I'm taking new file, a document. I'm taking this create, right? Here I'm using content placer tool. So with this tool, you click here, see, after adding one by one, you are getting, right? So these are all adding contents. So you can add many times, right? Suppose here there are options are there: place, keep in conveyor, and load next. So place multiple and keep in the conveyor, and here place, remove from conveyor, and load next. Suppose here after placing, see, the conveyor is losing it is properties inside, no content collected. So I choose this option, so that is reason it is emptied, right? So the benefit of this, you can collect all the contents from one page, and the same content by using this content placer tool, you can place in another page. That is the benefit actually, right? You can delete now. So you delete all. Yes. The next one is here type tool. Type tool what? To type text. Generally here in Illustrator and the Photoshop, after choosing the text tool, just click here and type. Easily you can type with the text tool. But here in InDesign, you cannot type normal way, right? So after choosing this type tool, you have to give your area, drag and select your area. Now size, the font size and increase, and you can type your text, right? Or otherwise you can use placeholder text. Just right click on that, and here fill with the placeholder text. This is my placeholder text. That means what? The dummy text. The placeholder text means, see, in default it is giving the black, right? Suppose here if you want to change this text color, generally what you do, see here it is showing fill and stroke. Suppose here you select here and choose any color and say OK. So it is giving color to your box. That entire area it is filling with that yellow color. But here I want color to this text instead of black. So that means how to do that? Suppose here I'll choose again the red color here and say OK, right? And if you observe here, it is not giving that red color again. So that means what you do, this is what this outline stroke, and this is a fill, but it is not filling, it is filling with box. So what to do now to change my text color? Simple. So select with your text tool and drag entire one, and see here it is showing this is what text. You change this color to suppose pink color, right? And now see it is colored, right? Suppose here after selecting this, again select this entire thing, select, and here this outline, some giving outline to blue, right? And now you see this, see that is the difference between this. So you have to choose first, select your text with the text tool, then apply this. So here suppose here I'm filling color to entire box. So this is the box, see this is nice, right? Suppose here I'm using again text tool and select everything. Now I'm choosing this white. Now see the white outline and with the pink or red color text. Now I want to change this into suppose yellow, right? Now see we change it into yellow, right? So this is the way to change text color or text outline color in InDesign, right? So here the another one is type on path tool. So it is same like in Illustrator. So you can first choose your path. Suppose here I'm giving one path, right? This is my path. On that path, so select type on path tool, right? And click here and type your text. Suppose here it is, yes. So font size you can increase, yes, see this is, so same like in Illustrator how you did, the same way you can use this path on type tool. So it is very common, right? So today up to this type on path tool I explained. So other tools I will explain in the next class, right? You practice this because the InDesign is bit different than other softwares. You can practice this, and if you have any doubt you just please ask, right? Thank you.